Hey everybody, thanks for joining me, Paul Everts, for another episode of Band Together Leadership Seminars. You can reach me at my email address, which is BAND2, bandtogether, at comcast.net, and then also my handsome website, so beautiful. Please give it a look, conductingmylife.com, where you can get this wonderful book, Conducting My Life, Life Lessons from a High School Music Teacher. Today, it's March 30th, 2021. Why am I wearing this Dr. Seuss shirt? Because I'm on vacation. So happy, so happy. But it's also our 30th wedding anniversary, and you're doing a YouTube episode on your 30th. That's okay. Why? Because I want you to save your marriage. I want you to save your marriage. I want you to defend your marriage. I'm going to give you things to think about from our 30 years of being married. February 1st, 1987, I took Diana to the Cyndi Lauper's concert at the University of Pacific in Stockton, California. That was our first official date. I know, pretty cool, huh? Cyndi Lauper? Was that UOP? Yeah, she was. I had just turned 21. Diana was 17. However, her birthday is September 9th, 1969. So we're only 3 years apart, so calm down. Calm down. We had a really interesting girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. We broke up 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Partly my doing. Yeah, partly. It was hers too. But anyway, we did. And that's for all you guys and gals that are having a hard time saying, am we going to stay married? Or keep this thing together? Go for it. If it's the right person, you'll stay together. So, she's a freshman at UOP. I'm a senior. That's when things got a little hairy, actually. It was interesting. We were at campus together, and, well, we broke up several times. And then finally, we got smart. We said, no, you're the one. February of 1989, Diana's mom, Betty, my mother-in-law, who I love dearly. Betty is a great human being. Betty falls down at work, hits her head. They do a brain scan. She has a tumor. They do an emergency surgery, take out the tumor. Seeing Diana take care of her mom that was it. I knew that she had to be my wife. She's a heart of gold. Diana is an incredibly strong woman. And seeing her take care of her mom, absolutely. Seeing her continue with schooling as her mom is in a wheelchair, learning how to eat again, attempting to communicate. Why wouldn't I want this woman to be my wife? So March of 1989, we get engaged. I'm living in Carmel, and Diana's living in Stockton. Come on, you guys gotta get married. Hurry up, you gotta get married. Betty. And we're going, we can't get married. If we get married, we screw up Diana's financial aid, and she might not be able to afford to go to the University of the Pacific. See, back in the 1900s, meaning 1989 and 91, we had to figure out ways to get through some crisis without a whole lot of help, and that was what we did. We said we can't get married until Diana's going to graduate. So March of 1991, March 30th, Morris Chapel, University of Pacific, we got married. It was a great wedding, man. So many people that would be so important to us were there. I loved it. About 6 weeks later, May, Betty passes away. She great mom. She passed away like around Mother's Day weekend, and it just shows she's a mom. God took her Mother's Day weekend, around there. So Diana and I was teaching at Tokyo High School, needed a color guard director. Diana, bless her heart, never did color guard in high school, learns how to do color guard. She had a great teacher, Shirley Whitcomb, Hall of Famer, DCI, great lady. Shirley really helped Diana a lot. And Diana is so smart. So Diana, never having done this before, starts with 0, and then they start winning trophies, and she starts, it's amazing. Diana and I, best band at the 1994 Portland Rose Festival Parade. And what's interesting is PJ was born April 18th, 1994. In June, like 2 months later, Diana's on an airplane with her 8-week-old son going to Portland to help her husband and the students win the Portland Rose Festival Parade. Then I said, let's go to Monterey. Diana's like, what? We just bought their house. What are you doing? I said, oh, well, I want my mom to be a grandma. So we go down to Monterey. I teach at York Episcopal School, small school, 210 kids at the time, 8th grade through 12th grade. Lovely school. Katie's born at Community Hospital, May 24th, 1996. Everything's going well, kind of, except at York School was really hard for me. I'm not a private school. I didn't have the mentality for it at the time. I think at 55 now, I'd be fine with it. But, I'm just looking at these kids and going, I'm just not clicking with them. I get a phone call from one of my groomsmen. He's at a new high school called Granite Bay High School. Come up here, please, Paul. Hey, Diana, we're going to move again. We moved. After 3 years of being on the beautiful Monterey Peninsula, we moved to Granite Bay. There for 8 years. There's me right there. That's me, young Paul. In 8 years, we took a band and a color guard. 39 kids in the band, 0 in the color guard. In 3 years, 105 students in the band and over 20 kids in the color guard. Diana and I were the young couple. We were getting stuff done. And then Diana, rightly so, probably about the 6th or 7th year that we were at Granite Bay, she said, I've had enough. I can't do this. I cannot be a mom, wife, and color guard director. Sorry, not going to do it anymore. You need to find somebody. Yeah, it broke me up. And the people that succeeded Diana did a wonderful job. Well, one didn't. He's a poo head. Rena was great, and the person that followed Rena was just equally as good, but we bumped heads, and by that time I was ready to leave. Granite Bay is a great community, no doubt, but I did not fit that community. I was never good enough. We weren't winning enough, and it was just a hard place for me to relate to after it started to grow. And it's like, this is just not me anymore. I'm just not good enough. I've done all I can for right now. And I said, and there was one parent too, and you can read that in that book right there. And that was a terrible night. Monday night rehearsal, my hear screaming, Mr. Edwards, you're late. And I said, excuse me, we're done. And then we got yelling at each other. Next day, she's there at school, the parents there at school. I have the student teacher out there warming up, and why are you not out here? Mrs. So-and-so, you need to get off this campus, man. Or I'll call the Placer County Sheriff. You can't do that. I said, I can, because it's illegal for you to be here without permission. Go away, or I'm going to call the sheriff. October. She's handing flyers at the door after rehearsal, Friday night, 10 o'clock, handing flyers to the kids. We want Everts fired. Call me at this number. And the reason I tell you this is because Diana is going through all this with me. I come home, I'm tired, I'm crying, I'm getting killed left and right. Man, it's just like... And there she is, picking up the pieces. And you can read more about that in the book, Conducting My Life. So then I said, let's go to Galt. And why Galt? Well, that's where Diana grew up. So I said, Diana, we were in Monterey for 3 years. Let's try raising PJ and Katie in Galt. And let's be with your family, see what happens. Whew. Well. Again, in the book, get the book. But the third year stuff happened. I ended up being put on paid administrative leave. Make a long story short, go to a school board meeting after 5 weeks of being on paid administrative leave. One of the questions was, Mr. Evers, we would like to hear your side of it. I said, well, I have never had a parent conference with any of these people that have filed formal complaints against me. This was all news to me when I read it. Is that true? That's true. 5-0 in my favor. Back in the classroom immediately. In May 2008, go to get into my car. It's parked in our driveway, and the car window is shot out. And I said, done with Galt. I don't need to have someone coming to my house and shooting at my car. So we go to Dublin. And Dublin was rough. The first year was painful. There was one parent who literally hated me, and he hated me all 9 years. I pray for him. He's an enemy. And when it says, I will pray here or there, I will pray everywhere, I pray for you, sir, because you need help. And you hurt a lot of people by hurting me. Anyway, Diana stuck with me the entire time. 2013, September 24, 2013. Get called to the office. You're on paid administrative leave. What for? So 10 weeks go by. That's in the next book. It's Katie's senior year. Diana, with the choir director, start doing the rehearsals for the marching band season. Not allowed to go to one rehearsal. Not allowed to go to one performance of our daughter's senior year. And my wife hangs in there with me. She doesn't leave me, man. She's going to battle with her husband, man. We get back in there, same school year. Early April 2014, we go to Chicago and get a gold medal at a band festival. The same year I was put on paid administrative leave for 10 weeks. So at Dublin, 2010, Anaheim, 2012, Carnegie Hall, where we got to perform with our son in the band, our daughter in the band, and their dad conducting the band. 2012. 2014, Chicago Symphony Hall, with our daughter there, and she gets to see her dad conduct in the Symphony Hall with her in the band, and they get a gold award, the highest award you can get at that festival. 2016, PJ Cater, now at the University of Idaho, Diana right next to me. We end up taking over 65 people to Bray, Ireland, and march in St. Patrick's Day Parade in Bray, Ireland. Best band in that competition. Then comes November 2016. We're at the Fairfield Band Review. Raining. It's just been a hard year. Diana and Katie come up to me crying. What's wrong? Mrs. So-and-so, man, she was yelling at us in front of everybody. We don't even know what's going on. We have nothing. They're crying. And I'm fuming because I can't stand Mrs. So-and-so, and she knows who she is. I said, why is she yelling at you guys about me? I don't know, Paul, but she's... So PJ's there too. PJ's at home. Mrs. So-and-so comes up to me, and she just lays into me. And I just, I looked at her, and I just... Whatever. I mean, you're doing this in front of my son? You yelled at my wife, my daughter? I don't need you. You're a mean lady. And after seeing the pain on Katie's face and Mom's face, Diana's face, I said, screw this. I ain't doing this anymore. I'm done. Because it just hurt. I mean, 9 years of being hurt. And not by a lot of people. A lot of people loved me. It was the 20, 60, 20. 20% love me, 20% hate me, and 60% were like, okay, whatever. He's just a human being. I don't care. I have nothing about him. And now we're back in Oakmont. We're back in Roseville. Ladies and gentlemen, my wife is awesome. We've been through a lot. I just gave you a couple stories. There's a lot of stories in 30 years of being married. My encouragement to you is to choose to smell the roses and acknowledge the thorns. You can rejoice because thorns have roses, or you can complain because roses have thorns. It's a choice in the end. Please stay married. Our nation needs married couples. If you can have children, have children. Our nation needs the nuclear family to fight its way through what's going on right now. I am so grateful coming from a family where my mom and dad got a divorce when I was 7. My mom and dad, alcoholics. I've been part of that family, the American family. I cannot thank Diana Everts enough for everything she's done for me. And you see, you can't really see that picture that well. She's in that picture with all those kids. She's a great role model for women. We stay together because we know it's the right thing to do. We kept our vows because God is great. God is great. So before you think about ending your marriage, and I pray to God ours stays together until we go to heaven, fight to keep your marriage. Defend your marriage. Love each other. Understand that you're going to hurt one another. When you do hurt one another, apologize. Learn from it. Hold each other's hand. Do simple things like right after I'm done with this, it's 3:17. Get in a car. We're going to go have happy hour. And then guess what happens? I come home and I watch the basketball game, USC versus Gonzaga. 6:30, guess what happens tonight? Diana is taking a class. Before she took the class, she said, Paul, the class is going to be on our wedding anniversary. Is it okay? That's what you do. You think of the other person and go, yeah, we'll make it work. You only get 1/30th wedding anniversary. Look what I'm doing. I'm spending part of the time with you on YouTube, listening to Vladimir Horowitz, hoping to encourage you to save your marriage, thrive in your marriage. And here's the closing part. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of our 30-year marriage. Everybody. Family, sisters, brother, in-laws. Really got to thank PJ and Katie, our son and daughter. They're just beautiful. Ashley, our daughter-in-law, who we just love dearly. Devin, great boyfriend. Come on, buddy. Come on. Jason, gosh, man. Our grandson, what a stud. So we got friends that are cheering us on. We have enemies trying to get us off track. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So with all that's being said, begin with the end in mind. Every choice you make is who you are, and it's what you are. So you want that marriage to be awesome? Think about the choices you're doing. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Understand what your spouse is going through. Listen to her or him and just be there, comfort them. And then finally, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I care. That's why I did this video on my wedding anniversary. And finally, I am doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. I am doing the best I can. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Love your boyfriends and your girlfriends. Love your wife. Love your husband. The most important relationship you're going to have next to your relationship with Jesus Christ. That being said, happy Easter, because that's on Sunday. And I can't thank you enough for spending some time with me on our wedding anniversary. Bye, everybody. Love you, Diana.